ほら、立てよ、てめえ。
Oh, man, it's been a hot minute, but I need to get back into this. I mean, come on. I can't just leave my longest Let's Play off forever. But exams are already creeping up on me faster than I expected. Wait a minute, welcome. My name is Yuusha, and welcome back to Grisaia no Kajutsu, or the Fruit of Grisaia. Now, if you don't know, I have just got my exam timetable for my final units, and they are not far away at all. Like, I'm talking 2 months from now, before June. They are coming very quickly. I've got less than 2 months, in fact. Boy, and I only just started the units. Can you believe it? But anyway, enough about that. After that, I know I'll be free from education forever. And I can't wait for that to happen. So guys, if you're ready, I sure as hell am. Ikimashouka.
勘弁してくださいよ、マジで。俺ちゃんとやったじゃないですか。
お、口答えとかしちゃう元気まだあんのかよ。んじゃまだボコっても死なねえよな。ほら。
すいません。マジ無理っす。勘弁してください。
たく、どうしますか、阿藤さん。
ああ？
なんかもう勘弁してくれとか言っちゃってんですけど、どうします？もう殺しちゃってもいいっすかね。
Jesus.
ああ、そりゃおめえ殺しちゃまずいだろ。人殺しはおめえいくねえよ。学校で先生にそう教わんなかったのかよ。
俺自慢じゃねえっすけど、学校とかまともに行ってねえから初耳ってやつですよ。
ああ、まあいいわ。ちょっとそいつこっち連れてこい。
うっす。ほら、てめえいつまで寝てんだよ。起きろよボケ。
あ、いいですよ。そんな無茶引っ張んなくても自分で立ちますから。
お前誰だっけ？名前だよ、なんつった？たかしくん？
ただしっすよ。石川ただし。
ああ、ほいじゃったね。ただしくん。なんだお前。あれだ。
Oh, it's him.
ダメじゃんかよ。ちゃんと俺の言う通りに仕事してくんなきゃよ。
It's the guy we fucked over.
だからちゃんと言われた通りパン屋に鉛玉ぶち込んだじゃないですか。何がダメなんすか？
It's the guy who freaking shot it up. Oh, okay, I was wrong.
だからよ。おめえ、ちゃんと俺の話聞いてたか？俺はパクった車でやれって、そう言ったよね。おい、奥田！俺ちゃんと言ったよな。
へい、ちゃんと言いました。
だろ？ああ、そった。言い忘れたかと思ったじゃねえか、この野郎。ざけんなてめえ。
おっす。おっす。
なあ、俺はちゃんとパクった車でやれって言ってんのに。なんでおめえ、それ無視しててめえの愛車でかっこよく乗りつけちゃったの？
Oh no.
俺の車超イケてんから見て見てって感じで目立とうとしちゃった感じ？
そんなんじゃねえっすよ。ただ車パクんのも面倒だったし、俺の車はどうせナンバー偽物だしバレねえかなってちょっと思っただけで。
ダメじゃんかよ。なあ、おめえさ、そういうとこ全然ダメな。おめえの間抜けな自己判断でよ。足がついたらどうすんの？おめえ一人がパクられんなら俺だって何も言やしねえよ。でもよ、おめえがパクられて、なんだほら真鶴。
芋づるすかね。
そう、それだよ。おめえ、芋づる式ってやつで俺らまであげられたらそりゃシャレになんねんじゃねえのって話じゃねえのかよ。
すいません、勘弁してください。
ダメだな、ほんと。まったく暴走族なんかやってるやつはアホばっかりだよ。簡単なお使いすら満足にできやしねえ。
Well, probably because they finished school.
お前
No, they didn't finish school
生
even,
きて
sorry.
る価値ねえよ。つか殺すのも面倒だよ、お前。分かってんの？
すいません、マジで次はもう失敗しませんから。
バーカ！次なんかねえんだよ。てめえみてえな使えないやつに杯やるわけねえだろ。
Loyalty is gone.
そんな
Oh dear.
約束違うじゃないですか。
おう、先に約束破ってくれちゃったらそっちじゃねえのかよ。てめえ調子食えてんね。
勘弁してくださいよ。この前もそんなこと言って結局杯くんなかったじゃないですか。
テレビだバーカ。杯が欲しけらもうちょっと真面目に働いてちった役に立てよ。ねえ、おめえ犬だって餌やりゃおめえよりいい仕事すんぞ。ああ、
Oh.
ウィス
ウィッスじゃねえよバカ。てめえ真面目にやる気あんのかよ。
次は大丈夫っす。マジで俺気合バリ入れて真面目に頑張るっすから。
I don't think you realize this. There's no next
な
time.
んでたくおめえ次失敗したらマジ死なすからよ。覚えとけよ。ね。
えっす。
おダメだ。俺思い出しちまったよ。お前あれだ。他にも失敗してんじゃんかよ。なあ。
なんすか他にも失敗って。
おめえあれだ。昨日の夜俺が渡したチャカバーで女に見せびらかしてたろ。
Uh-oh.
あれはその
My man tried to flirt that he was some biker person and it's backfired.
俺言ったよな。誰にも言っちゃダメだぜってよ。それがおめえときたら何よ。チャカ手にした途端何飲み屋で女に自慢とかしちゃってんのよ。バカじゃねえの。つうかマジでダメじゃんお前。奥だ。こいつ殺していいよ。
勘弁してくださいよ。
何やってんだ奥だ。はよこいつ殺さんねえ。奥田てめえ何寝てんだよ。起きろくれ。
Uh-oh. He's dead.
お
Isn't he?
おいただし
Yeah, they're dead.
てめえふざけんな。誰だ。誰かいんのか。
It's Yuuchi.
隠れてねえで出てこいやくれ。
It's Yuuchi. Yes, yes. Yes, it is. It's the man. Shuhokai, Deputy Underboss, Smuato-san, right?
あ誰じゃお前。どこにいる。出てこんかい。
What are you looking at? I'm right behind you. You win! As Ato spins around violently, the back of my hand meets the tip of his jaw, amplified by his own momentum. The blow jerks his head a good 90 degrees to the side. Quivering from the impact, Ato's eyes roll back in his head. He's unconscious before his knees hit the ground. Total knockout. Oh, damn. Normally this would be a good point where you start kicking kidneys or crushing windpipes just to be on the safe side. But instead, I roll the three unconscious men over, tie their hands between their backs with high-strength nylon rope. Then do the same to their ankles. Good. As the finishing touch, I tie their bound ankles and wrists together, leaving them curled helplessly backwards like three particularly puffy and unattractive seals. Damn. Duck. First, the detective agency, no organised crime. Our friends at the Branch family are just full of lovely surprises.
つめふざけやがったどこの名刺や。
Meaty, eh? Meaty. Who do I have allegiance with, eh? Sorry about the surprise attack. Couldn't go picking a fair fight with Yakuza, you know. I'd get kicked out of the house if I lost.
てめえ何の丸だ。こんなことしてただで済むと思ってんのか。
I think he should be saying that to you. Well, I suppose you wouldn't. No, you people do take your pride pretty seriously. Even as I speak, I'm busy rolling up Ator's tacky lavender suit jacket. As expected, he's got a pull-through snap leather holster strapped to his left side, with a shining silver automatic visible inside. What's this, a Taurus? Damn, even the deputy underbosses are packing some pretty nice toys these days. I grab the weapon by the grip and give it a solid yank. The snap flies open with a metallic click, as the gun slides free smoothly and easily. The 9mm Brazilian pistol's been polished to a blinding sheen for some ridiculous reason. To make it look pretty like it's his pet. Combined with the pearl white grip, he seems to have swapped him for aesthetic reasons. The thing almost looks like a toy at first glance. Look, Ato-san. The jacket was bad enough, but this is a bit much, don't you think? Silver polish and a pearl grip? That's bad taste, and then there's just posturing. Beat the shit out of them, and then you just destroy their image. Okay. I'd always thought villains only packed a flashy custom Taurus in the movies, but seems my belief systems need revisiting.
何をする気だ。ふざけんじゃねえぞ。
I'm not fucking around, my friend. Sorry. But you're going to be moving to a nice villa for a while.
No.
I hit the mag catch button with my thumb and remove the magazine, then pull back on the slide and peer into the chamber. It's empty. What's the point of having a fast draw holster if you need to take time to chamber around before you can shoot? All show, huh? Well, whatever. Pushing the disassembly button with my forefinger, I rotate the lever downward. Then advance and remove the slide assembly after compressing the recoil spring and guide. I carefully pull the barrel free.
何してやがる。てめえ。
If you can't tell by looking, there's no reason to waste my breath trying to explain. Once I've methodically arranged the disassembled components of the gun on the ground, I grab one of Ator's hands and begin applying his fingerprints to them.
おい。なんだ。
Oh, blackmail! You still don't get it? I'm getting your prints all over this gun. Most folks can clear their fingerprints off their pistols these days, but there's plenty of morons who forget to wipe the insides of the weapon as well. Yep. I'm having our friend Ato-san here become one such idiot. Naturally, I'm wearing thin rubber surgical gloves for every step of this procedure, so as to keep my own finger royals to myself.
やめろ。てめえ。何考えてやがる。
You really want to know? Don't think I feel like telling though. I'm a bit of a tease that way. How romantic. I extract the 9mm bullets in the magazine one by one and carefully press them against the tips of Ato's fingers. After I'm finished applying his prints to the internals of the weapon, I snap the Gaudi Taurus back together the way it was, then wrap it up carefully in a towel. Okay then, I'll be on my way now.
これふざけんな。俺たちこのままにしていく気か。
True, that might be a little much. Alright then. What was the name of the useless biker kid over there again? Ishikawa Tadashi-kun. I'll untie his rope, so just have him help you out once he wakes up. Oh. Ooh, calm as a bitch. But then again, he did do his job wrong. But the guy's also an asshole. I cut the nylon ropes behind Ishikawa Tadashi with a pair of scissors I bought at a 100 yen shop before coming here, then tossed them carelessly.
俺Tadashi! てめえ、起きろよこれ!
The sound of Ato's bellowing desperately as comatose underling echoing pleasantly in my ears, I take my leave. Oh man. That was at 1 in the morning. Well then, I went out of my way to nab a tacky pistol from a Shuhokai underboss. Could just toss it in the window of a police station, but if Officer Bumblefuck proceeds to jump into the lost and found, my efforts will have been wasted. So what do I do then? The solution's elegantly straightforward. Simple as this. Step 1, squeeze off a few shots at the police station. Step 2, toss the gun in some random bush nearby. Step 3, haul ours out of there, nice and easy. A bored police officer is proof of a peaceful city. Nothing to be ashamed of. Oh, I mean, he's not wrong. That said, without the occasional bit of excitement, anyone would get complacent and show on their slow on their feet. A little cold sweat's only healthy every once in a while. Doing good deeds really does make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I think I'll be able to sleep soundly tonight. Fair enough. It's been 3 days since the shooting at the bakery. Makina hasn't taken a step outside the school grounds after that incident. She's been spending more time inside the dorm than she used to. That said, she's not just moping around gloomily. Are you quite alright, Makina?
出ました。あなたの守護霊は赤いウインナーです。ちょっと何よそれ。なんで私の守護霊がウインナーなのよ。しかも赤いってどういうことよ。
It means it's a Frankfurter.
そんなこと言われても、だって見えたんだもの。チルチルの背後に赤いのが。はあ？つか意味わかんなくない？だって守護霊だよ。赤いウインナーって生き物じゃなくない？生き物じゃないのに霊って変でしょ。あれ？でもよく見るとカニの足？なんでカニなのよ。守護霊だよ。守護してくれる霊だよ。カニの足がどうやって私を守護すんのよ。
I don't know, ask Senjo Gahara, I'm sure she'll know.
ですがみちる様、カニさんは一応生き物でいらっしゃいますし、食材として見ても赤いウインナーよりは数段上かと。
She actually did call her hot dog.
そういう問題じゃないよね。あ、違った。こいつカニじゃなくてカニ風味かまぼこだ。騙された。
Damn.
安くなった上に生き物から遠のいた。
This
そう
already
はおっ
dead.
しゃいますが、カニ風味かまぼこも元をたどればスケトウダラですし、みちる様の守護霊はスケトウダラであると言えないことも。
That's a bit cruel.
どっちにしろ頼りないのは変わらないわよね。
They are straight bully bitching now.
まあまだ生ものなだけいいのよさ。ユミちゃんの守護霊なんて炭酸電池なのよ。
Damn.
いいじゃないのよ炭酸。一番使い勝手がいいじゃない。
And it can also run out.
その評価もどうかとは思いますが。
Yeah. Makina's at least acting like her normal cheerful self. But according to Amine's testimony, when the girl's alone, she often drops her head and stares at the floor, silently brooding. The cause is obvious enough. Anyone would be depressed after an ugly incident like that. Yeah, I don't want to be shot at. And for that reason, I have an obligation to get off my ass and take action.
あれユージ、あんたどっか行くの？
Yeah, I got a job in the city today.
パパ。
Don't worry, I'll be back by evening. She doesn't want me to leave, does she? As Makina looks up at me with anxiety in her eyes, I thump a hand onto her head, then vigorously ruffle her frizzy hair around. Sachi, look after her for me.
はい、お預かりいたします。どうかご安心を。風見さんもお気をつけていってらっしゃいませ。
Yeah, I'll be back in no time.
パパ、本当に一人で大丈夫？
Just trust me.
なに？なんなの？あんた戦場にでも行くの？
Yeah, probably. I'm going to meet Makina's mother.
マキなの？何しに？
Gonna ask her to leave Makina to me.
それってプロポーズ？お嬢さんを私にください的なやつ？
Not even close, but surprisingly hard to define the exact difference.
何？本当に？あんたたち結婚すんの？
Like I just said, you got it all wrong. Anyway, I'll be on my way now.
いってらっしゃいませ。
And Michiru kept on screaming the rest of the day. Since things have come this far, I have no choice but to talk directly to a figure of authority in the Irisu and appeal for a stop to this coercive campaign against Makina. Makes sense. Normally that would mean directly meeting Makina's grandfather, the previous head of the clan, Irisu Haruchika. But the man sits at the top of a very high peak. Ah, he's all the way at the top, is he? Damn. It's hard to imagine I'd be able to secure even a chance to negotiate. What's more, precisely because he's so far above the clouds, apparently, there's a good chance Haruchika doesn't even know much of anything about the recent shooting incident. He probably has no idea. Seems strange that an acting head executive wouldn't know what's going on in his own organization, but on that point, Sakaki provided me with a fairly convincing explanation last night. Oh?
例えばそう。 あなたが指の先に怪我をしたとしましょう。怪我をすればあなたは当然痛いと感じる。怪我をしたことには気がつくはず。
Yeah.
でもその傷口に侵入した雑菌と白血球が戦っていることをあなたは意識できないでしょ。
True. True enough. Even if you're aware that the process has taken place in an academic sense, there's no way to grasp the exact details of that microscopic battle.
イリスケも同じことよ。イリスケを人の体に例えるなら、今回のことは指先に刺さったトゲに等しいわ。頭脳であるハルチカ氏は痛みでトゲの存在に気がついたとしても、白血球の活動までは認知していない。組織ってそういうものよ。
Yeah, there's so many of them. How can you keep track of them all? I see. Even so, I can't just let things stay this way. Fortunately enough, we're human beings, not cells. We should at least be able to negotiate.
だったら、まずはイリスさんのお母様、イリス清香さんに会うことね。
Okay. Makina's mother, is it?
イリス家の総裁がハルチカ氏だとは言っても、事実上のイリス家を仕切っているのは祖母である初音さんと母親である清香さんなのは有名な話ね。
Well, yeah.
イリス家は
You can tell
女
he
系の
doesn't
家な
know.
のよ。
Matrilinear clan. Ah, now that you mention it. Makina said something like, talking to Grandpa won't do any good. I just assumed that she meant Hachika couldn't comply with her request because of his responsibilities to the organization it is, but it's the mother. It's a PSA. Women are scary. She called her in on her own daughter. Well, the bakery anyway. Maybe she just meant that the man's a figurehead lacking to authority and influence to help even if he wanted to.
ハルチカ氏にとっての最善が組織にとっての最善とは限らない。そんな時、最高意志の決定としての発言力を持つのは祖母の初音さん、そして母親の清香さんということになる。話し合いをしたいのなら、まずは日本国内の事業を仕切っている清香さんを相手に選ぶことね。
とは言っても、そう簡単に会える方でもないと思うけれど。
Well, yeah, considering the businesses and the size as well. It was a valid point, but as always, I'm telling Makina. I'm always telling Makina. There's no chance of getting anywhere if you don't try. Exactly. When backing down isn't an option, there's no reason not to test every option you have, even when you know the odds are long. While in Makina's cell, I called her mother, but the woman didn't pick up the phone. After making several attempts at regular intervals, I finally left a sucking. I never know how to say this word. Why do I never remember how to say this word? Hold on. I'm actually succinct message on a voicemail. So that means briefly and clearly express. Succinct. That's such a weird way of spelling it. I thought I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time. Damn. I need to talk to you about Irisa Makina. And this morning I received a return call directly from Irisa Kyoka herself. The woman was calling her daughter's cell phone, but a strange man answered. She had made no attempt to hide her understandable mistrust. But after I explained that I was acting as Makina's representative, I seemed to earn at least provisional recognition, successfully convincing her to make time for a face-to-face conversation. In order to meet Makina's mother at 1500 hours this afternoon, I take a train alone from Mishima Cape Station into the city. My appointment's at the headquarters of the clan's core organization, Irisu Global. Damn. Although I said the city, the building apparently stands discreet a good distance from Tokyo's core. I'm not fond of trains, but for Makina's sake, I need to try and settle this as quickly as humanly possible. After somehow toughing out 48 miserable minutes on 3 different trains, I spend half an hour walking the 10-minute taxi ride from the station to Irisu Global building. I still managed to arrive 15 minutes ahead of time. Nice. That's the way you do it. You have to do that, especially for these things. They expect you at least 5 minutes early. Considering the scale of the Irisu Enterprises, the headquarters is a surprisingly compact 12-story building, not any different in size from a branch office in my company. From Sakaki stories, I had imagined a towering monument to corporate power and wealth, but this leaves a very different impression. Well, better than getting intimidated by the building right off the bat, I guess. I've been a little concerned about being overwhelmed by some massive skyscraper, but so this is a pleasant surprise. Hey, it's a few floors smaller than I thought. It'll all be just fine. Yuji, careful now. You always start off a psychological minus when negotiating any opponent's stronghold, so even a small plus like this is something to be grateful for. Drawing the necktie on my school uniform tight around my neck, I make my way quietly through the automatic door in the front of the building, then confirm my appointment at the front desk. She sounds like a robot, even though I know it's a person. The receptionist, a worthy match for Komine Sache in the utterly expressionless department, guides me to a bank of elevators. So yeah, exactly what I thought. She sounds like a robot. Where a woman in a clearly expensive dark red suit is patiently holding a door.
清子様の秘書を務めさせていただいております。沢田でございます。どうぞこちらへ。
Damn, that was so polite. Never even opening her eyes, Sawada-san offers a perfect 10-degree bow. Perfect 10-degree. The casual greeting, but the Negi Tadashi way. Returning a small nod of greeting, I enter the red-carpeted elevator as instructed. Damn. I should have worn some heavy boots there and dirtied these carpets while I was at it. Sinking to my ankles in the long-haired carpet, I join my hands behind my back in the at-ease position, like a soldier, hey? Sawada-san moves quietly inside, turning her back to me to press the 12 button on the top for the top floor. On second glance, the panel only has buttons for the lobby and the 12th floor. Looks like this is a private elevator to the president's office in the penthouse. No wonder it was a sea of damn elevators and there's a person right there. When we arrive a few seconds later, Sawada-san simply murmurs "kochirae" quietly before setting off down the hallway. As I follow, I can't help confirming the positions of the windows at emergency exits as per my usual habit. Yes, remember them. God damn it, remember them. Gazing outside the windows, I'm less concerned with the pleasant view that potential sniping spots. That's got to be an occupational disease at this point. Sort of like a patch of rust inside my mind I want to scrape off. Nah, you won't get rid of that anytime soon. The corridor the secretary leads me down only has one actual door. Inside, there's a modest room about 13 square meters in size, dominated by a desk that's built into the floor. A nameplate reading Sawada Hidoka stands on its surface. Presumably, this is my guide's personal office. In the very back of this room, there's a more imposing door made of thick, expensive-looking wood. Sawada-san raps on it tightly with her knuckles, calling Kazumi Yuji-sama has arrived, ma'am, to the person inside.
どうぞお入りになってください
Yeah, I can already tell she's going to be a bitch. And the answer she receives in return is spoken in a far more youthful voice than I'd expected. Holy shit, she looks a lot like Makina. Oh, that threw me off. Oh wow, that caught me off guard. I'm sorry. Sawada-san opens the door and guides me inside. The moment I cross the threshold, I squeeze both hands into fists at my side, then click my heels together and stand at attention. Kazumi Yuji, reporting in. As Irisu Kyoka watches me bow from behind a desk, her eyes open wide for just a moment. That startled expression strongly resembles Makina's. Not that I really suspected otherwise, but it's more than enough to convince me this woman is her mother.
よくいらしてくれましたまあそう固くならずにまずはおかけになってくださいな
This is so uncanny. She looks so much like her mum. If her growth wasn't stumped from the trauma that she suffered, I reckon she would already look like her mum. After she offers me gentle, bland words of greeting, Irisu Kyoka's eyes glance not to my face, but to my feet. My master once told me, women who look at your feet first need to be handled with caution. Yes! Because they are looking at your current footwear to know if you're a person who's going to run, if you're here for formalities or anything like that. It's a sign of a person who judges a man's worth based on the shoes they're wearing. Their attitude changes dramatically based on that evaluation. I'm wearing black loafers of the sort designated by the Mihama Academy dress code. Not high quality products by any means, but thanks to the habits I picked up in my workplace, they're so well polished you can see your face in them.
何かお飲み物は
Nah, please don't take the trouble.
遠慮はいりませんのよ。いつも娘がお世話になっていることですし。沢田、冷たいお茶をお持ちして。
承知いたしました。
Sawada scares me. I'm just gonna say it, Sawada scares me. Sawada-san bows and rigidly as a mechanical doll, then quietly leaves the room. As we wait for the tea, Irisu Kyoko observes me carefully, the bright smile never leaving her face. After a long moment of silence, she abruptly opens her mouth.
本社という割には意外と小さな建物で驚かれましたか？
Well, yes.
ですけど、ここまで自社で完結した建物も珍しいのですよ。
In-house man? Oh.
このビルを建てたのはうちの設計会社と建設会社なのはもちろんのこと、あなたがここまで来るのに目にしたものすべてがうちの商品なのです。
So your shop, your entire branch, is an advertising ploy for all of your products?
ロビーに置かれた観葉植物や自動販売機の飲み物もそうですし、この部屋に来るために乗ったエレベーターもイリスの商品なら。極端な話、この会社で働いている人間もイリスの人間ばかりですから、ほぼ全てがイリス製と言っても過言ではありません。
So this lady is the one who called for the murder of Makina's real father. Oh man, it's throwing me for a loop. Oh, it's weird. It's uncanny. And also, I think she's cluing me in. Hey, look, I've got all this influence. We have all these things. Why should I listen to you? I have all this empire. I have all these brands. Even this whole thing is my brand. There's nothing in it that's not my brand. Is that so? Are these words intended as some kind of boast? Or perhaps a reminder that I don't have a single ally in this place? Yes! Yuji's having the exact same thought that I was. We're alone here. We're in their world. Everything is theirs in that building. An implicit threat? Yes. Irisu Kyoko, an expression of studied innocence in their face, begins to answer questions I haven't asked.
この日本の多くの人がそうと知らずにイリスの手のひらの上で生活しています。例えばそう、あなたが今朝食べたこんにゃくゼリーもうちの商品です。
I don't believe I had any, actually.
あら残念。最近の若い子の間でブームなのですよ。朝こんにゃくで元気をチャージっていうテレビ CM ご覧になったことはないかしら？
We have, haven't we?
ほら、男性アイドルの井口あすまが渋谷の駅前を歩きながらゼリーを飲んでる CM。
Shibuya? Unfortunately, I'm afraid not.
そう。じゃあせっかくですからお土産に一箱持って帰りなさいな。今電話をして用意させます。
I don't know why. I just find it enjoyable that we might be pissing her off. It's like, no, actually, I haven't. No, I haven't. She's like, what? I'm appreciative of your thoughtfulness, but I came here as a representative of Irisu Makina, not a tourist.
代理人ね。
Yes.
失礼ですけれど、あなたはマキナとはどのようなご関係で？
The classmates.
クラスメート。ただのクラスメートが個人の家庭の事情にここまで介入するのかしら？
She's right there. I've received more than adequate compensation for my involvement.
報酬？ああ、そういえばあの子の口座から少しまとまった金額が引き落とされそうになったと聞き及んでますけど、そういうことですの？
It is indeed.
あらそう。まあまあ、随分と大きな買い物をしたかと思えば、そう、あなたを買ったのですね。人様の子をお金で買うなんて、なんて子なのかしら。まったく。
I'm sure you're already associated with that one, Kyoko. Only I'm normal one for allowing myself to be purchased. Please don't blame your daughter.
あら、忠実。あの子、いい買い物をしたわね。
She's watching our
お茶を
mannerisms
お持
as
ちい
well.
たしました。
お入りなさい。
失礼いたします。
Sawada-san carries in 2 cool glass teacups and a woman tray. Oh, I just said the woman tray. Wow. Whoops. Wooden tray with an artful assortment of small cakes. Oh yeah, I'm not going to be making many jokes in this one because I want to take this in. Bending her knees carefully to the ground, she personally arranges them on the low table in front of us.
どうぞ、お召し上がりになって。
I hate low tables. I can't stand them. I cannot have a table that's not above my knee level. I'm sorry, I just can't. Unless I was in front of a TV and I had something to put it on, like a little rest. That would be the only excuse. Bring the teacup to my mouth, watching out for the corner of my eye as Sawada bows silently and slips out of the room. The tea is a rich, pleasant aroma, and a single sip spreads clean, simple sweetness throughout my mouth. Yuji, what if that was poisoned? Or if there was a sleeping oxidant in there to freaking knock you out? If I'm able to appreciate its excellent flavour like this, I'm probably not dangerously nervous at the moment. Returning my cup to the table, I abruptly broached the main topic. In regards seriously, Makina, it seems she no longer has the slightest intention of returning.
いきなりそのお話ですか。
It is the reason I came here after all.
それで私にどうしろとおっしゃるのかしら。
Makina has no interest in returning to the Irisu clan in any capacity. Therefore, I would ask you to bring the various forms of harassment being employed against her to a complete halt.
嫌がらせとおっしゃいますと？
Were you not aware that the bakery where she's currently employed had 4 live bullets fired at its shopfront?
お話だけは伺っております。が、あれは私の指示ではありませんよ。一部の過激な文家衆の仕業ではないかと噂されてはいますが、詳細はまだ調査中とのことです。
Oh, of course I didn't come here with the assumption that you were responsible. However, you are capable of issuing an order to refrain from further extreme actions. This is an appeal for your assistance.
なんだか思っていたよりもつまらないお話ね。一つお聞きしてもよろしい？
You see how she's changed now. Oh, I'll answer anything I can.
そのあなたが言うパン屋さんに銃弾が撃ち込まれた事件の実行犯とおぼしき人物が何者かの手によって拘束されていたところを警察に確保されたと報告がありましたが、もしかしてあれはあなたの仕業なのかしら？
仕業。How interesting. I can't say that I recall anything of the sort, considering that she only looked up the story and yet she knows that much detail, eh?
本当に？
Don't you think it a bit far-fetched to suggest a mere student like myself could possibly have taken such an outrageous course of action?
確かに普通の学生には無理でしょう。では、あなたは普通の学生なのですか？
You can see for yourself, ma'am. I'm a thoroughly unremarkable dime a dozen student.
では、そんなつまらない人間にマキナは7000万円も払ったとおっしゃるの？
If you'll excuse my saying so, that has less to do with my capabilities and more to do with your daughter's exceptionally eccentric personality.
なら、そういうことにしておきましょう。でもあなた。
Yuusha Kyoka leans close to the leather sofa where I'm seated and gives the air a gentle but audible sniff.
とびきり凶暴な犬の匂いがしますわよ。
Ooh, do I already smell? I did bathe before my last visit, for what it's worth.
骨の髄まで染みついた匂いがお風呂に入ったぐらいで消えるもんですか？
She knows what I am. She is sharp.
まあいいでしょう。あなたの陳情は確かに聞きました。マキナに対して過激な行動を取らぬよう徹底させましょう。
Taken against Makina, but what about me? I'm grateful for your understanding. Could I have your seal in the settlement agreement?
あらびっくり。そんなものまで用意していたのですか？
Oh yes. Respectfully, a private verbal promise to a student doesn't amount to much.
わかりました。判を押しましょう。ですが、これはあくまでも私との話し合いで結ばれた示談とお考えくださいね。
Oh, we gotta remember she said that. What do you mean by that?
つまり、私自身はマキナに対して危害を加えるような命令や指示を出すことはありませんし、他の者にもそれを徹底はします。
But me, on the other hand.
ですが、全員が全員、私の指示に従うことは保証の限りではありません。という意味です。
I think she's on about her mother herself, the grandmother. Oh, and also the other executives. But that makes your agreement all but meaningless.
もちろん、私の指示に反して行動した者には、叱るべき責任を負わせますが、そう簡単な話ではないことは、あなたも理解しているのではありませんか？
Economic wise and also the future of the business wise.
そもそも先に拳を振り上げたのは宗家のマキナ派の人間です。 文家の代表たるサリナを車ごと爆破されたのですよ。私が報復するなと言ったところで聞き入れる文家衆が何人いることやら。
So the main branch is the one that done it. I came here today and I hope you'd find a way to make them listen.
こうも状況がこじれてしまえばそれも無理な相談ではなくて。
We're talking about your own child here, ma'am.
ええ、確かに。マキナにしてもサリナにしてもどちらも私がお腹を痛めて産んだ子です。ですからどちらが家督を継いでも私は一向に構わないのですよ。
Cold. That's not the problem here.
一番簡単で確実にマキナの身を守ろうと思うのならマキナの身柄を本家に預けるのが一番です。内側に入ってしまえばさすがに文家衆も迂闊に手出しはできません。
She doesn't want that though. Rock and a hard place already. But that's...
いくらマキナが嫌だと言ったところでそれが最善であることに変わりはありません。あなたからもあの子を説得していただけませんか？
It's not possible.
だったら私が直接あの子に話します。
Oh.
とはいえ私が直接電話してもきっとあの子は出ないでしょうし、あなたが電話してくださらない？
Ooh, let's go. I can contact her, but unless Makina herself wants to talk to you, I won't be able to hand over the phone.
それでも構いません。
Very well. I take out my cell phone from my breast pocket and dial Makina's number.
どうしたの？もう話し合いは終わった？
No, we're still in the middle of our conversation, but your mother says she wants to speak to you. That'd be alright? You can just come up with some excuses if you don't want to talk. It's completely up to you.
わかった。
She's gonna talk.
してみる。
And we're not gonna be able to hear it, are we? You going to be alright?
電話でなら多分。
Understood. I'm gonna give the phone to your mother now. Makina seems to be willing to talk.
あらそう。
Isukioka gingerly accepts the phone from my outstretched hand, then brings it to her ear.
もしもし、マキナね。私です。だから私ですって。何？よく聞こえません。もっと大きな声で。はい。ですから、イリス・キヨカ、あなたのお母さんです。母親を詐欺と間違える子がありますか？まったく。
Whoa! Probably not wanting me to overhear the phone call, Isukioka stands from a seat with my cell phone, then walks up briskly to the far window. What sort of a conversation could you possibly have with a mother you haven't even seen in 6 years? More importantly, was allowing him to talk directly really a wise decision on my part? I think it was. Because she needs to say something herself as well. But just as my impatience begins to develop in something like regret, Isukioka returns to my cell phone, having concluded the discussion much more quickly than I'd expected.
どうもありがとう。こちらお返しいたしますわ。
Perhaps something of a clean freak, she holds out my cell phone pinched delicately between the tips of her fingers as if handling something deeply unsanitary. Taking it carefully, I tried to study her expression, but the face of Makina's mother, a woman who's lived their life moving in the shadows of the Irisu Zaibatsu, reveals absolutely nothing. She is stone-faced. It's
結
impressive.
論は出ましたから、もうお引き取りいただいて結構ですよ。ご苦労様でした。
We don't even know what they said either. A conclusion? What kind of...
当人同士の話し合いで出た結論です。あなたにそこまで説明する必要はありま
You
せん。
bitch! You bitch! Ah! She's got me! Ah! That's why she wanted to talk to Makina! Just so she can have one up on me! No! I'm afraid I can't be satisfied with that.
まだお分かりになっていただけないのかしら。あなたはマキナの代理人としてやってきておきながら、結局は当人に対話を委ねたのですよ。
She's right on that.
つまり、すでに代理人としての権利を放棄したのです。ご理解いただけますか？
She just makes sure that I would leave. Oof.
そもそも代理人とはおっしゃいますが、それはマキナが勝手に起こした人間です。私が認めないと言えば、あなたには何の権利もないのですよ。
Damn it, she played us. certainly true.
よろしい。小野が微力をしっかりわきまえたのなら、1階でこんにゃくゼリーをもらって学園にお帰りなさいな。
Not only am I supposed to go home without accomplishing anything whatsoever, you expect me to carry back a box of souvenirs like a complete idiot?
あらあら、その程度の認識を持ち合わせていらっしゃるのね。
She's a bitch! Oh wow!
帰り道の途中で気づいて、もらったゼリーを投げ捨てるぐらいの若さを体験してほしかったのに。
Oh, she's letting her colours show. I see, quite the arrogant personality, yes. This woman seems to have divided human beings into two clearly defined categories. She looks down on those who can't profit her in some way as garbage. Words won't get you anywhere with this type. Yeah, those things are literally pocket change to her. She'll just go, take this and carry it and then realise halfway it's an insult. Damn! After heaving a single quiet sigh, I rise from the sofa. Thank you for your time. I will return at a later date. With this announcement and a brief bow, I leave Irisu Kyoka's office behind. Downstairs, I politely refuse an offer of a car to the station and naturally turn down the jelly souvenir as well. At the end, I leave with nothing but a painful reminder. Despite my somewhat unusual set of skills and experiences, I'm still nothing but a powerless student. On the walk back to the station, my legs feel far heavier than usual. The thought, why did I even come here, weighs me down like a backpack full of lead. The woman said a conclusion had been reached, but it's not clear what results that strangely brief conversation will ultimately produce. Is it really alright to just let things take their course like this? Fighting off anxiety, the scent of something vaguely fishy tickling the back of my nostrils, I make my way back to the dorm where Makina waits. I bet she agreed to go back to the family, didn't she? That's what I'm wagering.
Papa!
Or she threatened our life. I see. Makina greets me the moment I'm in the door, and even more cheerfully than usual. And when I try to ask her about her negotiations with her mother, she just answers, "It's okay now," without shedding any light whatsoever on what's okay or hey, she's agreed to go. No! The mother blackmailed Makina. She was gonna kill us, wasn't she? She was gonna kill us right in the office in case Makina said no. Since she clearly isn't eager to recount the conversation, I can't bring myself to pursue the line of questioning too vigorously. In any case, Makina's expression is so genuinely bright that I can't help feeling slightly relieved, assuming that the discussion must have ended on a fairly promising note. Putting a hand on Makina's head as she smiles innocently, I ruffle her hair around violently like always. Striking scent floats up and fills my nose. This mixture of fruity shampoo and an oddly sweet-smelling sweat is Makina's distinctive scent. Unlike any other woman's, it leaves a youthful, almost childish impression. It's a deeply pleasant moment, almost like I've slipped my chilled body into a nice hot bath, but soon enough a murmuring electronic rumble brings it to an end. Is that my phone? I take out my private cell phone to find the name Saul Amane displayed in the caller ID screen. Amane? Weird, why would she bother to call?
あまねえなら今お豆腐を買いに駅前のスーパーまで行ってるのよさ。
I have a very bad feeling now. I have a really bad feeling. I don't think that's Amane calling. Wonder if she's forgot a wallet or something. I don't think it's Look, I'm calling it now. Something's happened. Cause I need this. Shopping without your purse or something? Calm down, what's burning? No. What about the bakery? What are they burning? Kaji. What?
どうしたの？なんかあったの？
It's the bakery at the station. She says it's on fire. Hey, Makina, wait! Shit! Amane, are you in a safe place right now? And stay where you are until the fire department gets there. Keep your distance and don't try anything stupid. Okay, that's just made our... She's gonna kidnap Makina. She's using this as a ploy to get her out. She... Oh, no! 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 Makina went running out, so I'm going to follow her. She's almost certainly headed over there. I'll take care of it. Hanging up now. Kidizel. A fire at the bakery? Bullets through the window just the other day, and now it's burning? There isn't a damn chance that's a coincidence. Nope. As I rush out the door and in pursuit of Makina, my mind is already fixed on the worst possible hypothesis. This has to be arson. Yep. The night is dyed with pale orange light, the air filled with the foul stink of a large-scale fire. The station streets are already crowded with onlookers surrounding the bakery where the blaze began from a cautious distance. Makina! She must have reflexively tried to run to the bakery, only to be restrained by a nearby bystander. One arm in the grip of the neighbourhood housewife, Makina stands in the street, not screaming, not shouting, just staring at the burning building in a blank shock. Her breath caught in her throat, still as a statue. Makina, you alright? The powerful agitation that drove her from the door, losing its external outlet, seems to have flowed down her back and turned her legs into jelly. Makina's knees tremble so violently it seems she might collapse at any moment. Makina! As she mumbles the words in a tone of blank disbelief, I feel a heavy lump of uneasiness settling in the pit of my belly like a stone. My stomach squeezes in on itself painfully. Bathed in the transfixing orange light, people are desperately moving back and forth in front of the burning building, casting vivid shadows across the ground as they relay water toward the flames. Among them are many familiar faces, mostly men from the shopping district and Harmony, and are long, thoroughly dishevelled, swinging buckets down the line. Harmony! Noticing me as I step forward to join the relay, Harmony's eyes find Makina at my side. She rushes over instantly.
Yuusha! Makina!
What the hell happened? Arson? I fight down the urge to curse in frustration. It's one damn thing after the other with these people. In any case, we need to fight the fire. Is there anyone left inside? Nah, they wouldn't kill them just like that. Nah. Only points to Makina's employer, sitting flat on the ground with pure incomprehension on his face. His wife crouches behind him, her face buried in the small of his back, sobbing frantically. Amane, look after Makina. Turning my back on Amane's dazed, soot-stained face, I run to join the relay line. Till the fire department arrives, we have to focus on keeping the flames from spreading.
Makina!
Damn!
Makina!
I've seen so many people weeping under many different circumstances, but it's the first time it's felt this painful to watch. After all this time, she finally worked up the courage to try and leave the curse of the Yuusha family behind. On her own free will, she took a small but deeply meaningful first step forward, a simple part-time position at a neighbourhood bakery. As she learned the job through her steady effort, Makina told me about her dream of opening a store of her own someday. Truly, that might have been a little more than a simplistic fantasy of a child. But even knowing that it might never be realised, she had a goal. She had a vision of her own bakery, of buying a home where we could live together. This job was her first small, precious step towards that objective. Now it's gone just like that, smashed to pieces by irrational violence. The shop's windows lie shattered by the heat of the fire. As tendrils of flame lick persistently at the walls, the handmade signboard slowly burns down. It's the same sign that was hit in a drive-by shooting the other day. The handsome piece of wood has already begun to carbonize, but I can still make out the bullet hole. A tongue of flame spouts through it, silently chiding, "We warned you, didn't we?" No! The arsonists must have been members of the Yuusha branch family. Oh yeah. Even if their superiors have admonished them to leave Makina alone, it's clearly not an order they're willing to accept. A faction within the branch household covered up the girl's existence for years, hoping to deceive the main family. Then facts came to light. They reaped what they'd sown. A preemptive attack nearly killed their candidate for head of the Zaibatsu. I can sympathize with the rage. It must have caused the Branch family when their figurehead was wounded. But Makina's hardly the person they should be taking it out on, let alone her employer. This is just a childish spasm of violence. As I stare up the burning store, I feel a strange heat spreading across my face. There's less to do with the temperature of the air than the emotions boiling up inside me. Eventually, the local fire department arrives on the scene, and in the blink of an eye, the flames are extinguished. Fortunately, the only damage is to the property. The bakery on the first floor has been destroyed, but there are no injuries. But as the owner sinks to his knees and moans in agonized disbelief, I can't find any words of comfort. Something's wrong. I feel like the bomb attack was definitely done by the Yuusha family, and it was designed so that Makina would come into the limelight because they knew she was alive, and maybe they had a bias for Makina. So that can only make me think the only person who could have done the bombing now was actually the grandmother. It's got to be her grandmother that ordered it. The mother doesn't care which one's in charge, but the mother's making sure that she has no option now. Why? Why though? What did they say on the phone? As I carry Makina to the dorm, Amane tries her best to comfort the girl, but she just buries her face in my back and doesn't respond. Ever since she was a child, she's had to deal with those deranged by power or money aiming for her life. The girl might even be somewhat used to it by now. Even so, the guilt of having dragged completely unrelated people into this seems to be about ready to crush her flat. At such times, the kind of people around you act, the more you'll close yourself off from them. More than anything else, out of fear that you'll end up bringing them misfortune too. And Makina doesn't grow any more talkative after our return.
お母さんと電話で話してくる。
With that one sentence, she disappears by herself.
結局何があったわけ？なんであの子はあんなに落ち込んでんのよ。
Michiru, now's not the time.
だからあの子のバイト先のパン屋さんが火事になっちゃったんだって。さっき
でも誰も怪我しなかったんでしょ？みんな無事だったんでしょ？だったらそれを喜べばいいじゃない。
Michiru, I want to slap you now.
なんであんなこの世の終わりみたいな顔してんのよ。別にあの子のせいで店が火事になったわけじゃないでしょうに。
You have no idea.
それはそうなんだけど。
I haven't explained any of the details to Amane, but judging from her, the way her expression trails off awkwardly, she seems to have her suspicions.
イリスさんに責任はないけれど、無関係とは言い切れないし、
Yeah.
苦しいところね。
何よ由美子。あんたは何か知ってるのね。
Of course she does.
知っているだけよ。知っていても何もしてあげられないこのもどかしさ。何も知らないあなたが羨ましいぐらいだわ。
どういう意味よそれ。
Don't fight, okay? If you absolutely have to know, I'll tell you, but even if you end up regretting you asked, it'll be pretty damn hard to forget. You sure you want to know?
何よそれ。聞くと呪われる都市伝説的な話。
Unfortunately, this is non-fiction.
それは聞いてしまえばマキちゃんを見る目が変わってしまうような
Yep.
そんな類のお話なのでしょうか。
Pretty much.
だったら私は聞きたくありません。私は今のマキちゃんが大好きですから。
You're a good girl, Sachi.
何よそれじゃあまるで私が悪い子みたいじゃないのよ。
Stop playing victim at the moment, Michiru.
だって
It's not
別
time.
にマキナの秘密を知ってどうこうしようってわけじゃないのよ。ただこのままじゃ私あの子にどんな態度で接すればいいのかちょっとわかんないっていうか。つまりどうすりゃいいのよ。はっきり言ってくんないとわかんないのよ。私バカだから。
Don't worry about it too much. Just interact with her the same as always. If you clumsily tried to comfort her or something, Makina would probably just get even more depressed. Nobody wants to get pitied by an idiot.
バカって言うなバカって
You called yourself an idiot. Yeah, you just said it yourself, woman.
ねえユージ、
What?
私もさ、あんまり腹芸が得意な方じゃないし、考えてることが顔や言葉に出るタイプだから知らない方がいいとは思うんだけど、それでも一つだけ確認しておきたいことがあるんだけど。
Ooh, okay, go
聞い
ahead.
ても、もしかしてあの子実家に帰っちゃうの？
It's possible. That's hard to say. Sorry, but only Makina knows. What makes you think so in the first place?
去年の夏休みだったかな。私があの子に実家には帰らないのって聞いたら、あの子こう答えたのよ。
Oh?
私は実家には帰れない女なのよ。
ん？なんで？
帰ったら多分もう二度とここには戻ってこれないと思うの。
なんでさ。
うまく説明できないのよさ。そりゃね、実家に帰るのが一番だってのは分かっているのよ。でも実家に帰ったらきっとこの学園のみんなとはもう二度と会えなくなるのよ。あまねえもゆみちゃんもチルチルもチズチズだってみんなもう会えなくなっちゃう。それだけは絶対嫌なのよさ。
そっか、なんかよくわかんないけど、そんじゃ帰らなきゃいいんじゃない？
Yeah.
でもいつかは帰らなきゃいけない日が来ると思う。だけど
She
その
knew
日が
herself
来る
the
まで
whole
は
time that she may have to go back,
自
and
分
now she's
か
thinking
らは
it's time.
帰りたくない。
お、帰るな帰るな。そんじゃさ、今年は私の実家に帰ろうか。いい？なんか今日のマキナを見てるとあの日のマキナを思い出すのよね。あの子がああいう顔をするときって決まって実家の話の時だから気になっちゃって。
I see.
あまねさん、榊さん、みちる様、それに学園長さんまで名前が挙がっているというのに、サッチンの名前が挙がらないのはなぜなのでしょうか。
Because she wasn't here last year, wasn't
い
it?
や、去年の夏休みはあんたまだこの学園にいなかったでしょうが。
そうでした。幸うっかりです。
あんたさ、なんか時々すごいバカよね。
Yes, she is, but she's our ahead.
やめてください。みちる様に言われると本気で落ち込みます。
どういう意味かな。
とにかく今私たちが彼女にしてあげられることは限られているわ。
私たちに何かできることってあるの？
そうね。いつも通りでいてあげることぐらいかしら。
Yeah, that's all you can really do. Yeah, I think she'd appreciate that much more than anything else right now.
私たちにはそれぐらいしかできないけれど、風見くん、あなたにはあなたにしかできないことがあるのではなくて。
Something only I can do, eh?
スオさん、イリスさんは今どこに？
なんか一人になりたいって言って部屋を出て行っちゃったけど、多分自分の部屋に行ったんじゃないかな。
そうだそうよ、風見くん。
Are you telling me to come first?
得意でしょ？
Not sure you got an idea like that. I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna end it right here. God.
セーブするわ。
Ah! Oh my god! Wait, that's in. Why is that in Japanese? Kajitsu. Wasareta. Okay. I think that means the fruit that fell or got cut off. I've seen that kanji before, and I'm pretty sure it means to be cut off from something. But yeah, that last bit is kajitsu for fruit. But god damn. Oh wow, this was a wild episode. Holy Jesus. I ended up recording for way longer than I expected. Holy moly. It's warfare. It's absolute warfare. I'm convinced now that the person who called for the bomb attack on Makina's sister was in fact the grandmother. Because she knows that Makina is alive. So she was doing it to find Makina, to then bring her daughter into trying to get Makina back. And what's the best way whilst the other one's in recovery? Blackmail. Threaten their livelihood. And looks like the mother lied to make sure that no matter what choice she makes, it's never the right one. Only mother is right. God. Whew. Anyway, I'm going to have to end this here. I mean, it's 10:15 for me now, and I've got work tomorrow, so I need to hop off. So there's not really much else I can say other than thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you want any more from me, and I shall see you in the next video. Solid shout, guys. I will most certainly see you next time. Oh man, I'm glad I'm going for a bath after this. I need to lie down.